Here's the setup. In Plato Inc., I want to pay out commissions on some of the employees. Not all of the employees, because not all of the employees have made my, well, criteria, which means they have to make 50,000 or more. If they make 50,000 or more, I want to take this number in this column and go to the Commissions tab and multiply it by the commission rate of 18%. And as you remember in the training video earlier, under naming cells or naming ranges, this is E4, but I also named it the COM for commission rate. So I'm going to go back here to my total Q3 tab. I'm going to click in my first cell here, and I'm going to create an if function. It's going to be if then. If this passes a test and it's more than 50, then I want to go ahead and multiply this cell by the commission on this worksheet and give me a total and give them their commission or payout on. So click in the cell here, and then up on the toolbar click on the insert function, the fx, and look for your if function. Now, depending on what category you're in, you may want to look under all or most recently used if you recently used your if, but again, it's under logical if you want to go right to it, and then double click on if. First thing it's going to do is it's going to say, well, what's your test? In other words, we got to test to make sure it passes in order to pay out on the commission, or whatever test you want to give it. Again, we're dealing with numbers and formulas here. So what I want to do is I want to say is, and I'll type in the number B6, which is again this cell right here, is the $59 in B6, is it greater than or equal to, let's say 50, which represents 50,000. Now, if it accepts the test, it'll say true or false over here. If you get something else over here like a 0 or something that doesn't say true or false, then it means you probably don't have the right cells, or you're looking at a cell that has text in it, something that it can't calculate. Okay, so it's saying it's true. Now, whether it's true or false, I want to fill out the rest of these fields. If it's true, then I want to go ahead and take that cell again, B6, and I want to multiply it. Now I can't remember the commission rate cell, it was 18%. I could type in 0.018 and be done with it, or remember it was on the commission tab and the name I gave for that cell was COM. And you can see I'm typing it in, COM, and it multiplies it out for me because it's true. Now what if it was false? It didn't pass the test. It was actually less than 50. I want to type in a 0. So all those who don't make it equal to 50 or greater get no commission. And you can see down here my result is going to be 11, or in this case it's in thousands of dollars, $11,000. When I'm finished, I click OK, and there's my 11,000. Now it's really easy to go ahead and click and drag that autofill handle, the black cross, down and automatically fill in the rest. And you can see where they didn't meet, and I get it just a blank line or a 0. And you can look up on the formula bar and you can see it's still taking the test for each new line, and there's B8, and the next one is coming over here to B9. And if it pulls up a 0, if it doesn't meet it, it pulls up a 0. Another thing I can do is I can come back up to the beginning here and say instead of 0, let's say if they don't pass it, and I can come up here and either edit it in the formula bar or hit escape to get out, and then just click on the FX if I'd like working with the screen here, and say instead of false, how about if we put in quotes and then close quotes and then click OK. So this one passed the test, that's why it's still at 11,000 for a commission, but if I click and drag that black handle down, you can see who's been fired. So you can either add text, you can leave it as a number, but just remember if you want to add some text, if the value is false and they don't meet their commission in the if function, then to go ahead and put quotes around the text. So quick review, I click FX, the logical test. Go ahead and put in some sort of formula in there. Is it greater than or equal to B6? Is it less than? And then what if it's true? If it's true, then go ahead and multiply or add some cell together, in which case I used a name cell. And then what if it's false? What do you want to do? Put a big fat 0 there, or do you want to type in some text like not true or you're fired, anything that you'd like. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as soon as I upload a new video, you'll be notified instantly, and you can do that by coming over here and clicking on my face. You can also click here to support me, so for $2 a month, you can have access to over 2,700 training videos, all ad-free, and for a few bucks more, you can have access to my exercises, instructor notes, quizzes, certificate of completion, and a whole lot more.